What's going on? YouTube. Listen up, young elder gang. This is Shoeshine Joe at you with another banger. Please make sure you like, subscribe, and share this video. Fam, I hope this video get at least 100,000 likes in this video. You will find history definitions, scripture information, and best of all, what we Americans have been deprived of from the beginning. The truth, keep in mind this. Content used in this video is intended for entertainment, educational, and informational purposes only. We will give you the total truth as we best understand it today. Be sure to hit that like button. Young elder gang, hit that subscribe button. If you're new to the channel, hit that bell. And don't forget to check back with us every day for new content. In the late 19th century, a shadow fell over America, cast by John D. Rockefeller. He was no ordinary man but a titan of industry, crowned in oil. Standard Oil grew like a monstrous vine, choking out all competition and creating a monopoly that felt unstoppable. Rockefeller controlled the crude oil that powered the new industrial age, pulling the strings of commerce and politics. His methods were ruthless, crushing smaller businesses with cold precision. People whispered his name in fear. He became a symbol of relentless ambition. This empire wasn't just about fuel, it was about dominance, reshaping the world to fit his vision. As his wealth soared, Rockefeller's gaze shifted to new frontiers. He saw the human body as the next market to conquer. The same mind that cornered the world's oil supply now turned to health and healing. A dark transformation was on the horizon. The world was hungry for modern solutions to ancient problems, trusting in progress and the powerful men who promised it. Few noticed the shadow stretching from oil fields to medicine cabinets. They didn't realize the man who fueled their lamps would soon seek to control their remedies. The story of American medicine was about to be rewritten, not by doctors, but by an oil baron. Rockefeller's ambition would soon reach into the most personal aspects of life. The stage was set for a profound change. The oil king's shadow was only beginning to fall. To most, oil was just a black liquid. To Rockefeller, it was a treasure chest. Scientists discovered crude oil was a soup of hydrocarbons, breakable into gasoline, kerosene, and something new, petrochemicals. These petrochemicals became the building blocks for synthetic drugs. Unlike plants, lab-made molecules could be patented. Patents meant control and profit. Rockefeller saw the future turning oil into pills and potions. His control over raw materials gave him a massive advantage. He could supply the foundation of a new, chemical-based medical industry. Treatments could be manufactured, standardized, and owned. Doctors would prescribe chemicals from his oil wells, creating a cycle of dependency. The idea was revolutionary, replacing the garden with the factory, the herbalist with the chemist. The body became a machine, sickness a problem to be fixed with chemicals. This vision fit the industrial age: efficient, scalable, profitable. The holistic understanding of health was dismissed as old-fashioned. Rockefeller was ready to fund a new medical paradigm, one that served his financial interests as much as it claimed to serve humanity. The era of natural medicine was ending. The age of petrochemical medicine was dawning. The transformation was underway. To change medicine, Rockefeller needed doctors and scientists on his side. He poured money into medical schools and research institutions, not as charity, but as investment. The Rockefeller Institute for Medical Research and powerful foundations offered huge grants, but with strings attached. Schools had to adopt a drug-based philosophy, focusing on patentable chemical cures. Alternative practices like homeopathy and herbal medicine were left out in the cold, labeled unscientific, and denied funding. The pharmaceutical-focused schools flourished, building labs and hiring top researchers. A new generation of doctors was trained to see the body as parts to be fixed with drugs. The curriculum changed, textbooks were rewritten, and the focus shifted from patient to disease. The art of healing was replaced by the science of prescription. Rockefeller wasn't just building an industry, he was building an ideology. The new medical establishment was financially dependent on the industries he controlled. Holistic care faded. Chemical intervention became the norm. Medicine was remade in Rockefeller's image. The transformation was nearly complete. Rockefeller's masterstroke came in 1910 with the Flexner Report. Funded by Rockefeller and Carnegie, Abraham Flexner evaluated every medical school in America. Flexner, a school teacher, praised well-funded, research-oriented schools, those Rockefeller supported. He condemned smaller schools, especially those teaching alternative medicine, as quackery. The report recommended shutting most of them down. State legislatures responded with strict licensing laws, favoring graduates of approved, drug-oriented schools. In a few years, half of America's medical schools closed, almost all holistic or natural. Generations of herbal and natural knowledge were cast aside as superstition. Practitioners were branded as charlatans and driven out. The report created a medical monopoly enforced by law. Only drug-based medicine was legitimate, the very drugs Rockefeller's industry would produce. The diversity of medical thought was wiped out. The dagger had found its mark. The age of natural healing was over. With schools closed and laws changed, old healing ways faded into obscurity. Herbalists, naturopaths, and midwives became relics of a forgotten past. Their wisdom was demonized, portrayed as ignorant and dangerous. Healing was now the domain of licensed professionals, armed with prescriptions. The connection between people and nature was severed. Centuries of plant knowledge, a living library, were declared obsolete. The new system burned this library to the ground, replacing it with chemical formulas. People lost trust in their bodies and ancestral wisdom. The ghost of natural medicine became a faint whisper. The old ways weren't just defeated, they were made to seem imaginary. True healing, people were told, could only come from a bottle of pills. Changing laws in schools wasn't enough. Rockefeller needed to control the narrative. He used his financial power to shape media coverage, promoting the new vision of medicine and ridiculing the old. Newspapers and magazines praised drug research and painted natural healing as quackery. The media created heroes in white coats and villains selling snake oil. This relentless campaign rewrote the definition of health. By controlling information, the establishment manufactured consent. People learned to fear natural remedies and trust synthetic drugs. The American Medical Association, backed by industry, discredited all competition. The message was everywhere. Only the new system was legitimate. Questioning drugs meant you were anti-science. Suggesting diet could prevent disease made you a fool. The narrative became reality. The public was conditioned to accept a profit-driven medical model. The loop was closed. Dissent was silenced. The story of medicine was now a business story. Petrochemicals, derived from oil and gas, became the foundation of modern medicine. They're in plastics, fertilizers, pesticides, and countless drugs. Mineral oil, propylene glycol, benzene, these substances entered our bodies through medications and products. Our bodies evolved to process natural materials, not synthetic chemicals. Some drugs save lives, but their long-term effects are often unknown. They burden our organs and disrupt our systems. Aspirin, antibiotics, antihistamines all have petrochemical origins. Petroleum is in our skin creams, food packaging, and even the air we breathe. We live in a sea of synthetic compounds. Scientists now link chronic diseases to this chemical exposure. The system that promised cures may be fueling new sickness. The business model is perfect, but the cost to health is tragic. Rockefeller's revolution didn't just change medicine. It created big pharma. Patentable synthetic drugs, centralized authority, and media control incubated a new industry. Pharmaceutical companies grew larger than Standard Oil, prioritizing profit above all. The goal shifted from cures to managing symptoms and creating lifelong customers. Blockbuster drugs for chronic conditions became the focus. The industry controlled research, marketing, and lobbying. Billions were spent influencing doctors and politicians. Clinical trials were shaped to favor profits. Healthcare, once diverse and affordable, became centralized and costly. Drug prices soared, chronic illnesses exploded. Acute infections were replaced by lifelong conditions needing constant management. The system designed to heal became a source of sickness. The legacy of Rockefeller's model was clear. Big Pharma was born, and it would shape the world. Today, we live in the world Rockefeller built. Miraculous technologies, powerful drugs, and soaring healthcare costs. Progress is undeniable, but so is the shadow it casts. We spend more on healthcare than any nation, yet chronic disease is epidemic. We're taught to seek a pill for every ill, disconnected from our bodies and nature. The ghost of natural medicine stirs as people seek holistic healing. They remember the body as a garden, not a machine. This quiet rebellion questions the true cost of progress. Did we trade one sickness for another, more insidious kind? The system profits from our continued illness. As we marvel at modern medicine, we must ask, What is the true price of a cure? The oil king's shadow still looms, forcing us to reckon with the cost of our choices.